The Atlanta Falcons played football today, and the word pissed is an understatement.
Ain't been tight, never known curfews. Sunday night quiet, I ain't even out my church shoes. I done been wide, premarital guessing perfumes. Psychoing a lot, they keep asking me who hurt you. Traded for diapers, ain't that some shit? You think buying beers and pacifiers made me a pacifist? There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.
Yeah, what's up? Welcome to Sports World Talk Football, where we talk the world of football. And today we are talking about how pissed I am that my Atlanta Falcons just lost again to the New York Jets, a team that you don't lose to, especially when you have the talent the Atlanta Falcons have, when you're supposed to have everything in order, when you have the defense that they brought today. You don't supposed to lose this type of game. When you do have Bijan Robinson, a player like that, and the type of game that he had, you don't lose these games. Now, it wasn't a terrible game in the beginning. In the middle. For us, of course, the Jets, they scored early and everything. Then we tied it up and stuff. And, we came back and we was up 14-7. Then mishaps happened. It was 14-14. And just, it's like a game of not capitalizing. I think the offense was solid, but it wasn't solid enough. Yes, I think that this is a game that it showed that we need another guy to depend on when it comes to receiving. Drake London was out. Kyle Pitts, he stepped up. He did good. Hats off to him. So I'm, not talking about him. Mooney, he had some opportunities where he just didn't catch it, missed the ball, didn't reach out, just dropped through his hands and stuff like that. Buddy number 87, at the end, same thing. Had opportunity, you should have caught that ball. So it definitely shows even more that we do have a lot of talent on offense, but we need more talent on offense. And the unfortunate thing is, we can't lose games like this right here to teams like that. Hats off to them. Tyrod Taylor, he definitely played a pretty good game himself by keeping our defense on their toes as far as, last-minute runs or, last-minute throwouts and stuff like that. We definitely got to smother teams more. Our defense, I give our defense probably like a B+. The whole game, we did put pressure on the quarterback. We put pressure on the team in general, by shutting down. But the Jets defense, they came to play too as well. So if we had more people, maybe if we had Drake London, the outcome would have been different. You know what I mean? I feel like Kirk Cousins was getting his confidence back because, of course, if you've seen previous games before that, Kirk Cousins didn't look like the regular Kirk Cousins that we saw, and he looked like a guy that was just there just to be there, who doesn't want to be there. But he looked like a guy that was kind of getting some confidence going. They finally, thank God, was mixing up plays and going under center and stuff like that, some play actions, and started looking pretty good. And I like what I saw. But is it a mixture of too little, too late as far as, the past couple games switching over to, not doing the pistol as much? You know what I mean? I would hope that they would hear the criticism that a lot of fans, a lot of media, say against that pistol and start to switch it up earlier, maybe after game 5 or game 6 at the latest. But at this point, to switch it up, now you got to get your quarterback and your team, vibing differently, moving differently. And like I said, Kirk Cousins did look more confident. I don't put this game on him. He was 21 for 33, 234 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 2 sacks. I don't put this loss on him, But it's just a lot of things that we have to do better as a team, you know what I mean? And it comes down to, having the right people in the building. It's hard being a fan during the learning stages of a team and their, the process of the coaching and everything, it sucks. What I mean by learning stage is this is Raheem Moore's second year with the Falcons, so he's still learning how to get this stuff together. I don't count the first head coaching stint he had back in the 2009, 10, whatever that was. I don't count that because he was put in that position basically because Buddy was fired and everything like that. It was an interim head coach, whatever. But I think at this point in his career is when he can start developing his when, what's, and hows, and how he want to operate a team, how he wants to, play a system and everything like that. I feel like this go around is a little bit different, so I don't count that all the way back then, 10, 15 years ago, whenever that was. But so this is the learning stage, and it's hard to be patient during that, especially when you see over in Chicago, you got Ben Johnson running around taking his shirt off and everything, because how great the Bears are playing right now. So it's hard to sit back as a Falcon fan knowing that, hey, we have a lot of good talent. We have Bijan Robinson. We have Drake London. We have Michael Penix Jr. whenever he's available and stuff like that at the moment. But even so, we have Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean? He is a good talent too as well. We have Tyler Algier and everything. Kyle Pitts. We have some good talent on offense. On defense, we have some young guys ready to make some moves. We have some young guys that's hungry for it and everything like that too as well. But it's just a mixture of letting our guys develop, a mixture of needing more key positions like a wide receiver 2 or 3 or whatever like that. It very much makes me upset to see a loss like this against the freaking Jets. The Jets. And I hate that we have been flopping through kicker after kicker, but man, come on. You know what I mean? It's like this year is just the year of unfortunate events for the Atlanta Falcons. The unfortunate event, oops, he muffed the fumble, on the punt return. Oops, he missed that field goal. Go back. Oops, your quarterback get hurt. Oops, some of your players on defense get hurt. Oops, Drake London isn't playing this game, whatever. It's a lot of unfortunate events just for the Falcons and everything like that. And I'm trying my hardest to be patient. I'm tired of watching Sundays and my blood pressure just going up. I'm tired of doing that. I'm ready for a season to where you can see the promise. You know what I mean? I'm not the type of dude who's like, fire Raheem Morris. I'm not that type of dude just yet. You know what I mean? But, I do think that, hey, Zach Robinson, he's making some changes. I like that. I like the change. The fact he's trying to make changes. He's trying to change. He's trying to change it so he can help his job or whatnot. You know what I mean? So the Falcons, they definitely got to make some changes. They got, 5 more games? I want to say it is. Let's see. 5 more games for the Atlanta Falcons, and it's not like it's going to be easy. This right here would have been a great game to win. We were 4-7, now 4-8. But if we win next week against the Seahawks, 5-8. Buccaneers, 6-8. Cardinals, 7-8. Rams, 8-8. Saints, 9-8. That's it's pretty positive, right? But can we do it? Can we beat the Seahawks? It's gonna be tough. If we can't beat the Jets, Seahawks, I don't know what's gonna happen. The Bucks, they haven't had the best few games. They've been losing some time here and there. I think they're 6-5 right now or something like that. The Cardinals, not bad. The Rams, that's gonna be a tough one. Saints, yeah, we'll win that one. We'll win that. That's no problem. But the Cardinals right now, sorry, not the Cardinals. Seattle Seahawks right now, they're 8-3. That's gonna be a game that we're gonna have to do the same thing we did with earlier in the year when we played the Bills. That's gonna have to be one of those type of games to where we just put in our all and surprise. Oh, we won it. You know what I mean? But those 2 back-to-back games will be tough for us. The Bucks and the Saints. No, sorry, not Saints. The Seattle. And the Bucks is a away game. Cardinals is a away game. I think the Rams should be a home game. Falcons and Saints should be a home game too as well. But I'm just pissed off. It's just we need something. We need something in Atlanta for sure. I'm not ready to fully give up on Raheem Morris. You know what I mean? I understand things happen. I know some people probably shoot me in the face for that because I am that optimistic, but hey, it is what it is. But I definitely want to see changes for Atlanta. I definitely want to see something change. This was a year for me that I had so much hope in this year right here. You know what I mean? Because I see the potential. Just like everybody else, we see the potential. You see it. You know what I mean? So hopefully this next coming up game against the Seattle Seahawks that we can look at that. We can have some edge on our back, edge on our shoulder, whatever like that, and come through and get this win right here. Look at Kirk Cousins and him being motivated at showing people, hey, I can still do this. Hey, let's get this thing. We need some fire in our system. If we can win 4 out of the next 5 games, Hey, I take it. I take it. All right, but let me know what you think. Are you ready to give up on the Atlanta Falcons, or what do you think of this season? What can fix it? Let us know, and please do not just say fire the coach. Actually, tell me actual things that can help the team get better. Like I said, keep us getting more key positions, getting this position, doing this better. No longer playing pistol as much, switching up, doing play action. What are the things that you think that can help the Atlanta Falcons? And let me know, and let's talk about it. All right, and don't forget to subscribe.
There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.